Hi everyone! Today I want to share a card we made at Stamp Camp with the Still Scenes stamp set. This is a SnowGlobe themed stamp set and it's just lovely. My mom used to. She doesn't any longer collect snow globes. She got a little too many, so she had to stop collecting snow globes. But I love snow globes and I like to, even though she doesn't collect them anymore, a card is nice to give her. So then it's small, it doesn't take up so much space. And it's a fun little shaker, and you don't have to do the shaker. You can make it a flat cartoon. It's still just as beautiful, and I thought I would show it to you. Now there's a fun product in the holiday catalog that makes the shaker card even more puffy and the snow globe theme really stand out, and it's these snow globe domes that you can purchase, and they come in a 10-pack for $6.50, and they do make the card thicker. I don't know if you can see that on video. It does make the card thicker, so when you send this in the mail, you might want to protect it somehow, maybe put it in a padded envelope. If you're going to send someone a gift, it's nice to put it in the box, and that way you don't have to worry about it squishing. But in a flat envelope, you might want to protect it a little bit. I would maybe use something with some padding, or add my own padding. Or use this as one of those cards that you add to a box or a gift bag, or you hand deliver to someone at work. It's really a fun card, and the snow globe theme is just super cute. But I wanted to show the people at Stamp Camp that you don't have to use the snow globe domes to get a cute card, and so I showed a variety, and this one does not use the snow globe what am I trying to say, dome, shaker dome. It uses just a piece of acetate, which is flatter, and it's on foam, so it's squishier and has give to it, and it's not going to break in the mail, and it's thinner, and I think maybe if you didn't tie a tight knot with your bow, you can pop this in the mail. It's not going to get damaged, so you can put it in the mail with one stamp and it might go. Or they have those 70-cent stamps. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're called hand scan, I don't know the terminology, but anyway, it's for puffier things that are a little bit fatter. They're butterfly stamps. They're real pretty, and you can get them and use that on your card. So anyway, I want to show how to make this a simpler version without the shaker domes, just so that you can see it without the shaker domes. There are videos on the shaker domes already, so I thought I would show the alternative and give you another idea. And it still has the shaker element, which is fun. So here it is. I'm making it pretty simple. I didn't do elaborate backgrounds and layering. Well, I kind of did, but you'll see. It's actually very simple. Simple, but I think still lovely. So I'm using Night of Navy as my base. And then you need to cut some, oh, let me show you the dies. I should have shown you the dies. The dies for this really bring this over the top, I think. You've got the die that cuts out the image in the snow globe, which is this little home, but you've also got little extra things that really can add, like this tree line here, a deer, and some polar bears, and a church, and you can layer these different pieces and create your own scene all together. These also comes with this lacy detail stand, which if you don't have to use the stamp, you can use the stamp stand like this, or you can add this lacy stand, and then here's the circle that cuts out the dome. So it's actually a really nice die collection. I love the little polar bears. I'm going to use those on a card without the snow globe. They're super cute. I cut it out in the glimmery paper. It's an adorable little polar bear, and I know I'll get a lot of use. Here's the deer, and that's pretty. I cut out this tree line, which I'm going to use with the deer on another card. So I think that the dies for this are wonderful. I've got my base, and I cut it long ways. I don't know why. And then you need a piece. This is 3.5 by 4 3/4, and that's going to make our background. And then behind the house, I used a piece of shimmery white cardstock because I wanted to do a watercolor sky, just a nice little wash in the background so it wasn't so flat. And I've got that in shimmery white. Another way you can do that, we did at class, was this one has a Stampin' Blend sky. And you know what, let me show you real quick too, maybe you can see this in the video. On this one, the house is cut out and popped up a little bit for some added dimension. I did that since I didn't have the snow globe shaker. I wanted it to have more dimension. since I didn't use this dome. Now this one, however, is just stamped straight on the background. So you can decide how many layers and how much detail you want to put in this. The dome is fat enough where you can add different layers, like those trees popped up and the deer and the little polar bears, whatever you want to do. So you can do it simple here with just stamped on the background, in which case just grab a little, this is 3x3, little square, and stamp your home and your background and do it all on a flat piece. You can do that. Or like I did on this one, I stamped and then die cut it. So that's up to you. So I've got 3x3 for my background sky. I've got a 3.5 by 4 3/4 for my banner, and I've got my base, and then I have just a plain piece of white for the inside, like so. So, and that is 4 by 5 1/4. So those are your pieces, and you're going to start with this one, the 3.5 by 4 3/4. And how you're going to start is you're going to cut out the hole for the shaker, or for the snow globe to be, and you're going to want to place that towards the top, not all the way, and in the center, and you're going to run that through your die cutting machine. Now this little piece is scrap now, but it would be a good thing to use for your home since you can use your scraps. So you probably could have stamped that first and cut them both at the same time. I wonder if that would have fit. Just thought of that now. It would have. Anyway, now I'm going to cut this out. Okay, now you're just going to color your house. Now I colored it with my Stampin' Blends. You can choose Stampin' Right markers. The images are pretty small, so using your Stampin' Right markers would work just as well. I used Poppy Parade on the door. Dark shaded spruce on the tree. And I kind of left the snowy areas white. There's a little evergreen bush off to the side too, so I did that one in shaded spruce. I used gray granite on this little walkway here and on the chimney work. And in the house I did use the light and the dark of the crumb cake. I use the light on the areas that are full on front facing stone here. And then I use the dark kind of in the shadow areas. But like I said, this is kind of a small image, and I think that if you use just your Stampin' Right markers, you'll get a beautiful look. And then on the tree trunk, I've got soft suede. And then you can decide if you want to add some light behind those windows. If you do, you can throw in a little bit of mango in the windows here. Maybe they'll be glowing. And just because I like to do more steps, I also added a little bit of, this is Pool Party, just to some areas of the snow to kind of give them a little color. And then I'm going to put glitter on top so they kind of glisten. So it looks like there's snow. I just added a little bit. I'm going to fuzz on my glue. A little bit of liquid glue. Do you hear the lawn? The lawn is being mowed next door, and I think the leaf blower is going. Sorry about that. I'm just going to shake some of these dazzling diamond glitter onto my house here. Beautiful little house. I'm sorry about the lawn being mowed. He's coming back. It's always something. Okay, now that you've got this cut out, you can emboss it with an embossing folder. You can't do that first because then when you run it through to cut it, you might kind of ruin your pretty embossing detail. So I used an embossing folder called Stylish Scrolls, and it's actually in the Halloween section, but it's quite lovely for all year round. I really like it, so I think it's great that the Halloween collection isn't quite so Halloween specific, because I think that you get a lot of use out of this. Stylish Scrolls. So I will run this through. Okay, and now it looks like this. So I wanted to cut this into a little banner shape, and how I do that, and I have to admit I just kind of eyeball things. I cut a slit in the center up about, I don't know, maybe half an inch, maybe a little more, and then I cut to that slit. I keep thinking they're gone, but now they're coming back again. I keep making passes with the leaf blower. Alright, there is my banner. And now for my background. Now, as I said, I used shimmery white because I'm going to do a watercolor wash. If you're not going to do a watercolor wash, you can use Whisper White. But if you are going to do a watercolor wash, the shimmery white holds up to watercolor technique. So it has kind of a coating on it. It's stronger. And so you can do some watercoloring on shimmery white. So I'm grabbing navy ink, and I am just going to wash it across that background. Now, it's not watercolor paper, so you do have to work somewhat fast. I wanted it really dark at the top. Okay, this is just an aqua painter, and to get ink in my lid, I just squeeze the ink pad while it's closed, and some ink droplets will get into the lid. If you don't want to squeeze your ink pad, I understand. You can add some ink with a re-inker bottle, and just add some ink in here and make this a little paint well. Or if you don't want to mess up the insides of your ink pads, I do paint so much with them that I just paint right from here. But it can kind of get messy. So another way to make a paint palette is to just take a little block and stick it into your ink, and then work right from this, and you've got your own little paint palette in any color you choose. Isn't that nice? Okay. And then you can just put this in your Stampin' Scrub and scrub it right off. Or paper towel. I like my Stampin' Scrub. Now another step to this is I took my Wink of Stella pen and I flicked it onto these, somewhat still wet, although I've been talking so it's not quite as wet. And it just is going to give a nice little shimmery background. You might want to run a Q-tip or paper towel through your lid before you put that back on. I think it's lovely. Now we're going to go ahead and use a dimensional and stick our house right in front. Okay, now you can leave this here and make a lovely card and it looks like a snow globe and it's great. But if you want to add that shaker element, you can do so. I should tell you that I also cut out in silver foil, I cut out the base of the snow globe, and I'm not going to show you that because it's just die cutting and it's really simple. And I layered the solid piece on top of the lacy piece to make this really pretty little snow globe base, and that's going to go here. So like I said, this would make a pretty, by itself, no shaker required card, and it's lovely and it looks like a snow globe, and you don't have to go that extra step. So if you're looking at this stamp set and say, oh, but I don't want to make shakers, you don't have to. You can make a beautiful card just like this and not do the shaker. Now take it a step further and do the shaker. We'll do that together, and to do that you need either the dome or a clear piece of acetate. I've used acetate on this one, or window sheet they call it too. Now acetate or window sheet, it's kind of slick. Get some of this glitter off, and ink doesn't dry really well on it. So when you stamp on a window sheet, use your StazOn ink. We're going to grab this snow globe piece. And it's slick, you don't want to slide it, so just kind of place it straight down. And there you've got your snow globe, and you're going to attach it to the back side of this banner piece. There you go. Now if any of your window sheet goes above your banner piece, just trim that off. I think I cleared it maybe in the corner here just a little bit. That can come off. There. Okay. And then you want to take foam adhesive strips, that's these guys, and go around your snow globe piece. So start on the flat or wherever you want to start. And these are flexible, so you can just go around your opening, and you want to go close to the circle. I mean, I suppose you could make a square, but I want my shaker pieces to stay within the dome. So you don't want a shaker that no one can see, right? So you don't want to go way down here or up in the corners. So hug the circle. Okay, now you're going to add your shaker elements on top of your house. And Stampin' Up! Has these really fun new sequins called snowflake sequins. And it's a little combination of iridescent sequins and silver sequins, little stars, and actual little snowflakes sequins. So you want to grab a little handful and just go ahead and put them right on your house, right in the center there. And then you're going to bring your dome to the house, not the other way around. You're just going to place it on top like so. And then now you can shake those shaker pieces off your house. There they go. And make sure you get your adhesive all the way around. There you go. Like that. And then you're simply going to add your base on top. There you go. And you've got your snow globe. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and it goes onto your card base so fast. You're just going to add some adhesive on the back. And stick that down. I'm going to do my inside. I love this stamp set because it gave you an inside and an outside. We're not using the outside today, but I love that there's an inside sentiment. Really kind of finishes off the card. There's our greeting. And now I just took this other stamp from the same stamp set. It's tiny little snowflakey dots. And I'm going to stamp them in Seaside Spray. That's the color of ribbon I'm going to use in a moment. And I just did a little sprinkling of these little snowflakes down the side. And some people at Stamp Camp put them on the top and going all down. You can kind of get creative with your snowflakes. There we go. And that just gets attached right inside. Like so. There you go. And then we just need a bow. The ribbon I'm using is Seaside Spray Metallic. It's really pretty, and it ties a nice flat bow, which is nice. Sometimes the bows are a little too, the ribbon makes a lumpy bow, and I think this bow is nice and flat, so you can use it on a card and it mails nicely. You don't have to pay a lot of extra postage, I think, because we only used one layer of dimensionals, and the bow is pretty flat. I think this actually can go through with just the one stamp, but sometimes I put the more expensive butterfly stamp on there just to be on the safe side. We're going to use a glue dot. I hope you enjoyed my SnowGlobe shaker card. It's really pretty, and I think anyone who gets it will think it's fun. And there you have it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you'll join me on my Facebook page, Beth's Paper Cuts. I also have a Facebook idea sharing page where you can share ideas of what you're doing with the SnowGlobe Still Scenes stamp set and how you're using it. Maybe show me a polar bear. And that's a great group. It's called Beth's Paper Cuts Idea Sharing page, and you can post there too, so it's nice. It's not just what I'm posting, it's what other people are posting, and I'm trying to get more people involved in there. So if you're looking for a place for ideas and sharing, join me there. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.